how to manifest anything you want. In order to manifest what you want, you have to know what you want. I struggled with that a lot because I didn't know what I wanted. And I finally, like, I just asked the universe, I asked God, and I was like, please help me figure out a plan. Help me figure out a plan so I can get my life going, because I was so stuck in a rut, you know, like I didn't know what I wanted. I knew I wanted to be rich. I knew I wanted to do this. I knew I wanted to do that. I knew I wanted to live out of state. I didn't know where I wanted to live. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't have a set visualization for what I wanted. So when you finally figure out what you want, that's when you can start manifesting. When you have a direct plan of what you want, you can start manifesting. So my advice to anybody who's struggling with this is sit in bed, sit on the grass, sit on a hill, be alone, and just ask God, ask the universe, and just be like, please give me like a guide. Please let me know what I want. Like, just ask the universe to give you what you want. You know what I mean? Because that's what I did. I literally was laying in bed for months straight, and one day I was like, I can't do this anymore. Like, I need to get out of here. And so I just laid in bed and I was like, God, please give me a plan. God, please give me a plan for what I want. Because I had multiple places that I wanted to go to and multiple things that I wanted to do. But God literally sat me down, laid me down, if you will, and gave me a fucking plan of what I wanted to do. So I got the vision in my head, right? Once you get that vision, you can start manifesting. Once you know what you want, you can start manifesting. You want a new car? You got to know exactly what car you want. You got to know that you want a 2025 black Range Rover with white leather seats, with black rims, with a sunroof. You have to know the exact details. You have to say, I bought it from a Range Rover dealership. You have to say, I want it to be black. I want it to be onyx. You have to say exactly what you want. When you know what you want, the manifestations will come in, because it's so easy to manifest when you know what you want. I grabbed like an Expo dry erase marker, and I have mirrored closets, and I literally wrote down my whole entire plan on that mirror. Just wrote it on there. I wrote it on there. I wanted it to be in my fucking face. I wanted it to be in my face when I get dressed every morning, that like when I'm changing, I can see the picture. I can see what I want. So like your first step is going to be figuring out what you want, right? Next step is going to be, you know, on the road to manifestation, you're going to have to write out a plan. Write out exactly what you want, right? Third step is going to be, how are you going to get there? So third step is going to be finding a job. If you have a job, it's going to be, how are you going to save your money? You're going to have to figure out how much money you need for that. You're going to have to figure it out. When you figure out how you're going to do it, you're going to get it. So for example, for me, I decided I'm going to move to Colorado. I have no money in my bank account. I spent all my money. I have no more money, right? I'm starting from zero. I'm starting from nothing. And luckily, like, I have parents who will let me stay with them, so I am staying with my parents right now. But I got a plan. So now I need to get a job, right? With my move, I figured out that I need $15,000. I figured out that I'm gonna move in the spring of 2027. I decided I'm gonna move to Colorado. It narrowed it down to exactly what neighborhoods I want. I know that I'm gonna live in a 2-bedroom apartment. I know that I'm gonna have 2 bathrooms. I know that I'm gonna have enough space for my cat. I know that the apartment building is gonna come with a pool and a jacuzzi and a nice gym. I know that my view outside of my window is gonna be mountains. I know that I'm gonna rise with the sun and have a lot of natural sunlight in my apartment. I know that I'm gonna be able to leave my apartment and go hiking. So when you know what you want, then you can manifest it. I'm telling you, I've done it before. When I moved to Chicago for the first time, never moved out of my parents' house, ever. Never once left my parents' house. They were so strict. I had like a 9 p.m. curfew, couldn't go out 2 days in a row, like wasn't allowed to see guys, wasn't allowed to have friends, wasn't allowed to do this, wasn't allowed to do that. But like, I knew what I wanted, and I knew I wanted to get out of there. And I knew exactly what I wanted. I opened up my journal. I wrote down, I want to live in Chicago, in Gold Coast. I wanted to have floor to ceiling windows. I want to have this, that. I live downtown. I wrote down specifically exactly what I wanted. 3 months later, I got it. 3 months later, I got it. When you have a fucking vision, you can make it come true. People are not lying when they tell you that you can manifest anything. It's just that you think that you can think it and it's just gonna come. There is more steps to it. There is more that you have to do. You have to put in the work, but it's gonna fucking come. And it's not hard work. When you know what you want, like, this is gonna come so easy. Like, now that I know what I want, I'm on a fucking mission. I'm literally manifesting my move to Colorado. Right now, I have nothing. In 10 months, I will be in Colorado, if not sooner. I'm telling you right now. I'm gonna post this video today, and you're gonna see in 10 months, I'm gonna have the money saved. I'm gonna have my 2-bedroom apartment. I'm gonna have a view of the mountains. I'm gonna have my car there. I'm gonna have the best fucking life ever. I'm gonna do it all myself with the help of the universe, with the help of God, because I know what I want and I'm manifesting it. And I'm gonna take you guys on a journey with me to manifest it. If you don't believe me, come back in 10 fucking months and see I fucking told you so. I'm gonna tell you, I fucking told you so. If you have any questions, please feel free to DM me on Instagram, on TikTok, whatever you want. Find me. Ask me for advice. I've done this before. There's a lot of people that have done this before. I'm not the only one. But I'm telling you from fucking experience, I'm a regular fucking person. My parents aren't rich, you know, they gave me some things, but they didn't give me everything, and I was able to fucking figure it out. People would be like, how did you move to Chicago, downtown, and have that high-rise apartment? Because I fucking manifested it, okay? And yeah, I saved my money, put in the work, but I visualized it, and I fucking got it. And you can do it too. So I'm telling you, I'm gonna manifest my move. You need to manifest yours. And if you have any questions, please let me know because I will help you.